How's everybody doing? We're up bright and early for the first video in my Training Tuesday series. Now, this is going to be a series dedicated to learning every new skill and interesting thing that we possibly can. But I wanted to start it out on something that I'm particularly passionate about, and that is fitness, working out. It's something that I care about. It's something I got from my mother. And specifically what I want to do here is create a video for beginners, somebody who isn't in shape and doesn't know where to get started. I want to show you how to do that, show you how to motivate yourself, and how to set up a safe and easy series of workouts that you can do to get your foot in the door. Now, before I get started, I want to just ask, if you have anything to say, please comment. The comments are why I do this. The likes, the subscriptions, they're cool, they're great, but I love to talk to people, and that's why I do YouTube videos to begin with. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we're here at this nice little section of field that I use on my property. You just want to find anything like this with a set distance. I know a lot of people talk about running 5 miles, 6 miles, whatever, they go out on roads. I don't like to do it that way, and I think that's a better idea for beginners. So what I do is I find a spot like this. Mine here is 60 meters down, 60 meters back. So it's 120 meters through the entire cycle. Find a place that works for you, that you have access to, with relatively flat ground, and you go ahead and use that as your benchmark. Now, if you can't run for whatever reason, because of injury or because you're just not there yet, you can absolutely walk. Power walk as fast as you can. Maybe work yourself up to breaking into a jog every now and then. Maybe you can even work yourself up to running eventually, but do whatever is comfortable for you, whatever your body can handle. Now, something I absolutely want to touch on real quick before we get into the first exercise is how important it is to stretch. Now, each muscle group and each activity that I have in here, I have a progression of stretches that I go through before I do that. Now, to avoid from slowing down the video, I'm going to put all of those at the end with a whole section just about stretching, and I'll put the time code right around here somewhere if you want to skip to that and follow along. Each different workout, I will have a stretch for you in there, like a set of stretches that I go through before I get started. And this is what we're doing. We're just running this. We're just running our distance down and back, over and over. Keep a good count, 1 point each time. Now, it's important to keep a steady pace and also to keep your breathing nice and steady. You don't want to speed it up. You don't want to hyperventilate yourself. You don't want to hypoventilate yourself. Over and over, down and back, until you can't. And however many times that is for you, that's fine. Hey, so quick disclaimer before we get into chest workouts. If it were up to me, I would not put bench in a beginner's workout regimen. For a couple of reasons. First, I think there's a real high risk of shoulder injury. Second off, I think most people don't have access to a weight bench and weights in their home like I do. And going out into a gym, especially as a beginner, you can be kind of peer pressured without words into trying to do more than you're comfortable with, and that obviously can be very dangerous. And third of all, you probably don't have a workout partner, which means you probably don't have a spotter. You'll notice in this video, I'm not lifting a lot of weights, and that's exactly why. I don't have a spotter here. If anything should happen, I'm pretty confident I could throw off 60 kilos. We start getting to 80, 90 kilos. No, I'm not that confident. That being said, I know that some gym bro coming up to you and being like, what do you bench, dude? It's kind of like a meme. Bench press is something everybody knows, and if I didn't include it, it would be an obvious omission. So I'm putting it in here, but encouraging you to stick with push-ups, because I think as a beginner, you're going to get just as much mileage out of that, and I think it's a lot safer. So that's my advice. Do with it what you will. So this is the bench press, and getting started here, the first thing you're going to want to do is to get yourself on the bench so that when you pull the bar off and clear it from the racks, you can place it straight over your chest and keep your arms kind of parallel. Now you're going to want to look for this little rough spot on the bar. I'm showing it to you right now, and you're going to want to find that and put it right over your face. That's the center of your bar. And you're going to want to place your arms evenly, and you're just going to want to begin the standard bench press motion, lowering the bar down towards your chest and then pushing it back out till your arms extend. Now you'll notice that I don't bring the bar all the way to my chest. Some people criticize me for that. Personally, I think the way I do it is safer for my shoulders, and I'm not trying to impress anybody. Now what you're going to want to do to start out is you're going to want to find a weight. It's probably going to be between 50 and 70% of your body weight, where you can comfortably do 10 reps. Then each set after that, you're going to want to add about 5 pounds and take 2 reps off until you get to a point where, you think you've reached your upper limit. Again, remember to keep your arms parallel to the bar. Good form is everything. You have to be doing this not to impress somebody else. You have to be doing it because you want to get healthier and you want to build strength and you want to build some confidence in yourself. So it's all about safety. Hurting yourself is going to throw you back more than anything. So don't try and impress anybody. Just do it right, and it'll work out great for you. Again, 10 rep, 8 rep, 6 rep, 4 rep if you want to go that far. I almost never do a 1 rep max. I'm not a competitive weightlifter. There's no real reason to do it except for to show yourself where you're at. And again, I'm going to be giving you different ways to do that, different ways to gamify it, so you don't need to do things like that, which really are not smart, especially if you don't have a spotter with you. Now let's get on to push-ups, which honestly I think is the far superior chest workout for beginners. So look, I'm not going to patronize you here by telling you what a push-up is. I'm sure we all know. You want to go down right until your chest is about to hit the ground and then come up. Keep your body straight. You want to keep your shoulders, your chest, and your arms in a pretty straight line. Admittedly, I chose a pretty bad shirt to demonstrate this in. I was doing laundry at the time, so I didn't have a tighter t-shirt to wear that would show my body better. I like to do these in sets of 15. Once you get comfortable with that, you can do a couple of sets at a time. You don't necessarily have to stop between every set, but keep that sets of 15 mark in your mind to keep track of your points so that you can count your progress and keep a tally on things. This is a real safe exercise. There's real no way to do it wrong and hurt yourself. It's a body weight exercise. It's a great thing. This is absolutely what you should do for a beginner chest workout. So this is a simple bicep curl. It's the exercise for biceps. You can use a longer bar and do a two-handed curl. I think it's better to isolate each arm, especially when you're first starting out. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a weight where you can comfortably do 10 reps with each arm, and that's going to be your benchmark. That 10 reps is a point, right? As you get more advanced, at your own comfort level, you can raise up the weight a little bit. But just keep doing those sets of 10 reps with each arm. And remember, especially when you first start out, you're going to be able to do a lot more with your dominant arm than with your non-dominant arm. Now, I prefer to do this in a mirror so that I can watch while I'm doing it and make sure that that bicep is engaging, because it's real easy to mess up and start swinging and kind of take the strain off of your muscle. So you're going to want to watch in a mirror, and you're going to want to watch that muscle right there is contracting and engaging with every repetition. It's very simple. It's a great workout for biceps. So this is what we called in the Army a skull crusher. I don't know if there's another name for it. That seems like a very Army name to me. But basically what you're doing here is the exact opposite of what you're doing with a curl. You're engaging those triceps. Sorry I had to be so far away from the camera. It was the only real good place I could set up. You're engaging those triceps with each repetition. Here you're using both arms together. Again, find a weight that you're comfortable doing sets of 10 with, and just build up from there. Mostly you're going to want to add more sets, especially early on, and then later on you can focus on adding more weight. Sets of 10 here, that's the goal. And just like with the bicep curl, it's helpful to do this in front of a mirror so you can watch those muscles engage and make sure that you're doing it right. So let's stop right there for a moment. I'm starting to realize as I'm filming this that I'm going to have to split this video into 2 parts. But there is something very important that I want to make sure gets into part 1. To me, this is the most important lesson of all. The biggest reason that people fail when trying to get into working out or, get into physical fitness is they don't have the motivation. They don't have the self-motivation, right? A lot of people are trying to get some sort of outside recognition or outside approval, and that is not something you can control. What you can control is the ability to see progress, right? I can make it right here, right now, so that you can see progress within a week. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And that's what this last section of today's video is going to be about. Okay, so here we have a calendar. I don't know about you, but I get about 50 of these in the mail every year. We're going to pretend that the workouts that we did today for demonstration purposes were done over the course of a week. What we're going to do, I've been talking about points this whole time, counting sets or counting reps for running as points. We're going to keep track of exactly how many points for each exercise that we had on any given day, and we're going to fill it out in the calendar box. Right here, we're writing down our run and then the total points for the day. And we'll just go ahead and write in the rest of the exercises for the rest of the week. Keep track of all of our points by day, just to see where we're at. Each exercise, so on and so forth, you get the idea. So that's everything for that whole week. Now we're going to take that and we're going to give ourselves a score for the week. In this case, it's going to be 27 points. Just so you know, I usually do this in pencil, but I figured the magic marker would be easier for you to see on camera. Now we're going to give ourselves a hypothetical next week, where we go through and we do the same exercises on the same days. We might add some exercises if we've gotten ourselves in better shape, and we keep track of all those numbers too. So here we have 33 points. We've made progress. That's a 6-point gain from last week. When you get to the end of the month, you tally up your score for the whole month, 60 points here, boom. And you're just going to keep doing that every week, every month, just to show yourself the progress. So look, I want to stop right here for this week. Next week, we're going to look at calves, hamstrings, glutes, lats, traps, shoulders. And we're also going to look at some stretching and some other little tips and tricks. I don't want to lose everybody's focus. I know it's hard to keep people's attention on the internet. The main takeaway I want you to have from this video is that gamification process. You are never going to impress everybody. You are never going to be the strongest person. There's always going to be somebody out there who, has been doing it longer and does it better than you. You have to want to do this for yourself. You have to create that motivation for yourself. If you can do that, you'll make great progress. Everything will come along great. But remember, this is for you. This is about you. With that being said, I'll see you next week. Peace.